I saw some crazy things. I'm actually taking myself off of social media. Probably, am I the only one, or you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I'm very impressed about doing that video. Well, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people are going to hate for, but I need to do it. I need to do it because until it's not known, you can't be protected. And the people who try to get at you can't be protected from their own self, right? And I hope the people who are concerned are going to watch that video and they will be able to save their lives. Right? Slept like more than 5 hours today, so I look a little bit tired. Plus, I had to make some tests, so I could not eat what I usually eat. The jam I showed you on the video, when I say it was like hattered by somebody, yeah, I ate it just to make sure, because I knew the soja sauce was definitely hattered because I got sick, like I never do. And it's like I had like 5 or 6 spots coming on my face in like a whole night, and then I was like sick as usual, so a little bit something weird in the digestive system, and then I'm like sweating like crazy at night, like I'm not moving, I'm not holding, my skin is taking it out, and then I've got like gases in the stomach, like you hear my stomach doing like things like this, like my body is like working the hell out of it. So I got a little bit tired, so what I do is I rest a lot as much as I can so my body can recover in peace. I start to have like urinary infection. It's burning me. Listen, I am plus 33 years old. I never had this before I worked for my last employer. Like when I worked for my last employer on the first job, there was like 3 days where they say, yeah, you can't use the water, so basically you can't use the toilets. I'm drinking a lot and I'm going to the toilet like a lot, like every 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. I had for the first time in my life my first urinary infection. It was horrible. So I went to a doctor specialized in it. She didn't even check on me. I usually never go and see I think I've seen them like twice in my life. I never go there because I never had like any type of issues with that, like infections or anything like this. And the last time I've seen one, it was before I moved in with my ex. So I went to get an implant in my arm. I did that before we moved in. After that, I never had anything again until 2023. Well, I don't know why. I could not handle myself, and the thing, it was burning me. I understood that basically when it was burning me, it's because my vessel was actually removing all the toxin that I consumed, and even through that canal, it was removing it. You see, like 3-4 days. So today I'm going to drop a little poop just to check if everything is going fine. I have to hurry up because they're gonna close soon. I remember the first time I did it, it was very strange because they didn't tell my doctor that I had something, so he didn't know. And thank God I always go back to my doctor with the results, because I never knew that they actually got those results. The issue is the bacteria that they discovered doesn't match at all with the symptoms that I had. So I knew that in what I was consuming, eating, there was like more than just bacteria, you know what I mean? There was also drugs. So I explained to you I could not talk properly. I was looking for my words. What else? You know, things that a bacteria doesn't do to you. Like, you know what I mean? Things that a molecule does to you. Tree is closed. I should have come a little bit earlier. And now I'm going to another one. You know, like how society makes you believe in like Santa Claus. On TV, in newspaper, your parents, your teacher, your schoolmate. So there's even a phone number, there's an address where you can send letters. These kind of things shows how much you can actually lie. So lying in order to make people feel good about themselves or comfortable is something that we have to go through since we are kids, and something that we had to go through or to do in order to fit even when you are adults. And it starts by Christmas, but Christmas is the biggest hint you can ever have in your entire life. When there is a mass movement about something that we call cultural, it's not punctual like listening to music. You always need to take some time off, step back, listen, watch, analyze, and think. Alright? You always need to do that, right? So Christmas is one of them. I can't say it doesn't come from the Jewish religion because I know so little. When I'm little, I'm being nice to myself. I know absolutely, like, barely know things about that religion, the Jewish religion, right? I know more about the Christian religion because I was doing some scoutism, and because my mom, my adoptive mother, is like a Christian by choice, because my grandfather, a father, from whom I've got my family name, is not Christian. So my mom turned herself into a Christian, and therefore she put all of us in to Christian church. But my birth mom is not Christian either, and she's not Muslim. If you really give attention, society doesn't really lie to you. Society is actually raising you to understand how mass function. They never are rational. The masses are not functioning together for the good, to fight each other, to take something. And sometimes if you don't want people to take things from you, you fight next to them. But you don't fight because you are united. You fight because you need them. And you don't want them or somebody else to get it. You know what I mean? This is how masses do things. So me most of the time, when I've got like way too many people hating on somebody, and I'm like, can you tell me actually why you're really hating on her? And it's like, yeah, because we heard she did bad. And I'm like, you heard. Listen, sometimes people hear somebody making a speech. They're not going to hear what that person is speaking about. They're going to hear what makes them feel comfortable. Because there's the gap, there's the lack of understanding or masses function, and there's the lack of learning to think by yourself, but really by yourself, not to think by your needs, not to feel by your fears, not to feel by what your girlfriend or I don't know, whoever, you need to feel by what's being literally said. And the issue is that even in today's world, 2025, where you don't need to go to work when you are 10 years old, where you don't need to marry when you are 11 years old, when you can be paid to stay at home and do things like this, there's still some people who are not evolving on the fact of knowing how to listen what's being said. And there are people who literally would tell you, I don't want to understand what's being said. So, it's like this is how much you can't really trust people. I mean, you can trust some people, but there's way too many people you can't trust that much. You know what I mean? Realize, and therefore, at the moment of what you realize, you can definitely stand up for your rights, right? Because sometimes people will fight you to get something from you that they don't have, and it's for a reason, but they don't want to acknowledge that reason. Okay, so I just left the analysis. So if I have never went to the doctor to check what I had on my abdomen, I would have never known I had like a beginning of a cancer. You know what I mean? And I would have been like sick for like such a long time. And now my whole body is healing. So I'm super happy because the whole thing is gone. So, sometimes people think like to tell you something that is worse will make you feel like better about yourself. I'm not good that way. I'm not. And got it worse, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, she got it worse than I do. I don't do that. This is how weird and unfit I am to a lot of people, and I'm being extremely comfortable with that. I'm like, oh my God, what happened to you? I'm not like, okay, what happened to you? Why? How long? Another thing where I know that I was actually food poisoned, that my food was altered, modified, you name it. I used to have a huge belly. Hard. Even if I'm bloated, I know I'm bloated like naturally because I drink like super soft. Like you can just press and there's no resistance, there's no like. So I'm very happy this time is behind me. I ate a lot of sweets. Like I had the whole week eating barely like fruits and vegetables because the beginning of cancer I had on my abdomen didn't appear again. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing in disguise because now I know when my food was altered because I had that little thing on my abdomen appearing again, like super quickly in like a matter of hours. This is appearing. To go home, and I am going to wash my hair, do my hair mask. It's funny because we live in a crazy world, but that crazy world is so well managed. This is why people try to keep you dumb and blind, because as soon as you are aware, this This is another word, this is another story. Trust me. The hardest work for some people is to hold you down. I don't know how I'm going to present that video because this is such a touchy topic. There's some people, they're gonna start talking shit about you, forgetting what they did. And you're like, oh, what? Who, you telling me this? No. And then they're gonna say, no, but me is different, blah blah blah. Sometimes they give you arguments like, yeah, but you got friends. Your family is still with you.